At the last hearing involving this agency, there was an issue about the West African State Interstate Road Transit Scheme, an ECOWAS, of which Nigeria is a member, where the auditor raised some query. I will ask the auditors to read out the specific query concerning that expenditure, the West African State Interstate Road Transit Scheme. And I will ask the Secretariat to please provide, there is a letter from the Nexim Bank MD that I minuted out some weeks ago. I need the Secretariat to fish out that letter because it will give us some context. Thank you. It will give us some context to the issue that we're addressing this. I think we are still in the morning. So, Auditor General, can you read out the aspect of that query, please? Thank you.
That the evidence before the committee and all the documents that I will present before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The issue is issue 2, irregular transfer to Nigerian Export-Import Bank. The sum of 400,177,312 naira. Mr. Chairman, let me not bore you with the description of the finding. Let me go straight to the audit observation. Audit observed that a paid voucher with reference number FMOT/ABJ/CAP/169 dated 31st March 2022 amounting to 25,177,312 naira was made to the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, that is Nexim, to provide a seed fund for the implementation of Economic Community of West African States Interstate Road Transit Scheme for year 2020. The amount remitted to the Nigerian Export-Import Bank account by the ministry has so far risen to 400,177,312 naira, while the expected target is 500 million naira. There was no concrete evidence to show that A, the money contributed is presently being put to use, B, that the scheme is actually existing, and C, the scheme is ongoing since 2015 till date. And bank statement struck other evidence of actual transfer for Nexim Bank to ECOWAS was not made available for audit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The above anomaly could be attributed to weaknesses in internal control system at the Federal Ministry of Transport, Abuja. Now we have key risks there, which could be as a result of loss of public funds or diversion of public funds. Either of these could have occurred. When the Auditor General forwarded the management response as follows. The West African State Interstate Road Transit Scheme was established by Economic Community of West African States Convention to form a market in West Africa sub-region, which will lead to economic development of the region. The scheme is designed to promote free trade flow of goods among member states, free of duties, taxes, and restrictions while on transit. In addition, the scheme seeks to eliminate the time-wasting escort system and checks the diversion of goods designated to a specific destination. Now, after the response, the Auditor General evaluates the observation with the response and arrive at those. Audit notes the management's response to the issue raised, but not satisfactory. Therefore, the findings remain valid until the management implements the following recommendations. The first one, the permanent secretary should be requested to produce the public accounts committees of the National Assembly evidences that economic of West African States Interstate Road Transit Scheme is existing and ongoing. 2. Account to the Public Accounts Committee of the National Assembly the sum of 400,177,312 naira transferred to Nexim. The third recommendation, recovered and remit to the Treasury the sum of the stated amount. Then 4, forward evidences of remittance to the Public Accounts Committees of the National Assembly. And the last one, otherwise, meaning that if you don't forward this, there should be sanctions. Sanctions relating to the irregular payments, failure to manage public funds effectively, and gross misconduct as specified in the paragraph above, and the Financial Regulation 2009 respectively should apply. So submit, sir.
Thank you very much, Auditor General. Honorable colleagues, these are the issues. From the findings of the Auditor General, there is no evidence that this program or project is actually existing or ongoing. So we need to first clear that. And that is why at the last hearing, Honorable colleagues, you remember that we asked that the management of the fund, which is domiciled with the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, Nexim, that the managers of the fund themselves should come here and brief this committee on the status of this project, as well as the status of the funds committed to it. And that's why we have the Nexim MD here with us. And so I will ask him to first address this committee on the status of the project as cited by the Auditor General for the Federation. MD Nexim.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Other members of the committee, my name again is Bello, Managing Director, Nexim. So we received a letter from the committee asking for explanation about the ISRD fund, which, yes, has been domiciled with Nexim Bank since 2015. However, the background to it is from 2011, the federal government, in accordance to the treaty that has been signed under ECOWAS for trade liberalization, appointed Nexim Bank as national guarantor for the interstate road transport system. What is the interstate road transport system? It is to guarantee goods moving from point A to point B under ECOWAS. What happens today is at different borders, when trucks or vehicles carrying goods in trade between two countries are passing through countries, there is usually time wasted and escort system that has been set in when the Auditor General's office read out. Now it is to eliminate that a bank, a national bank, is appointed as guarantor, which is to guarantee that those goods that are moving from point A to point B don't get offloaded within countries that are in between the origin and the destination. So Nexim Bank was appointed by the federal government of Nigeria to be that national guarantor for the country. The initial seed fund was actually supposed to be equivalent of $5 million, which is to be domiciled. And that fund is to guarantee when Nexim guarantees any transit and the goods get missing or offloaded in any port or any country in between, then Nexim will be called upon to make that payment. Between 2015 and today, a total of actually 500 million naira has been sent to Nexim from the Federal Ministry of Transport. And we have it. It's a fund. It's still sitting there. And the seed fund is still sitting with Nexim Bank. Now, what we have done, along the way, we now, because as managers of the fund, we tried to get the fund to be returning something. So we put the fund either in treasury bills or other interest-bearing accounts to ensure that the funds are no more there. If I'm not mistaken, as of today, we have about 507 million naira sitting in that ISRT fund. So, Honorable Committee, the fund is sitting there, and it's an appointment by the federal government of Nigeria for Nexim to warehouse the fund and also act as guarantor for the ISRT. Thank you very much.
All right, so if I get you very well, the current quantum of fund is 507 million naira. All right, honorable colleague, there is also an attachment. I don't know whether you all have this document. Yeah. There's an attachment to this document of the expenditure of the fund. And the expenditure is to what tune, MD? What's the total sum?
To date, I think it should be somewhere about 107 or 170 million naira.
170
million naira.
170 million naira.
Yes. It is from the fund that the ministry takes when they have to have meetings across West Africa or training.
When they have what?
When they have to have meetings across West Africa.
Are those meetings related to the implementation of the program?
Of the
Yes,
program,
sir.
yes,
Or just any meeting they have?
No. Just for the
ISRT.
for ISRT.
All right. Barrister, I think you have a question.